Breakthrough Media.
The London mayor who wants to get rid of free speech, who lets Antifa beat people up, who's banning images of women in bathing suits. He's bringing Sharia law in. And the guy is a nightmare. And he says get rid of free speech, calling it hate speech. London Mayor Sadiq Khan tells Silicon Valley to censor hate speech. And that means us. They're coming for the First Amendment. It's here. Let's play that clip.
A handful of the largest global tech companies have managed to amass an enormous amount of power over how information is consumed. In some cases, these new platforms have been used to exacerbate, fuel, and deepen the divisions within our communities. We've already seen evidence of elections and referendums being influenced, a rise in online abuse, misogyny, and religious hatred, fake news spreading misinformation, algorithms blinkering us from different points of view and pushing people to extremes, and terrorists and far-right groups using social media to not only conspire but to radicalize and brainwash others.
Everything he said is back on him. He literally protects known members of ISIS and Al-Qaeda and lets them come back to the country and attack people. He is a monster. And, of course, Twitter, Facebook, and Google work with Pakistan to arrest blasphemers and have them executed. So that's what, you know.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
He goes to jail. He goes to jail. Lock him up.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. This could be the great Trojan horse of all time. Because you look at the migration, study it, look at it. Now they'll start infiltrating with women and children. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died." She stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bit me, heavens why. You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Oh, shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew well I was a snake before you took me in."
Yes.
Good evening. I just wanted to say thank you for coming to campus tonight and presenting your point of view. It's always valuable to have two sets of views going on at the same time. Very useful. My name is Jumana Imad Musa Ahmed Al-Bahri, and I'm a student here at UCSD. I was reading your literature. I found that much more interesting than the talk. And I found some interesting things about the MSA, which is an organization that's very active on campus, and it is hosting our annual Hitler Youth Week. Hitler Youth Week.
Red flag.
You should come out to those events. If you could clarify the connection between the MSA and jihad terrorist networks, because last I checked, we had to do our own fundraising.
Red flag.
MSA leaders, where are they now? Wael Juliadan, then MSA president at University of Arizona in the mid-1980s. He co-founded Al-Qaeda, the terrorist organization that was led by Osama bin Laden. He was the group's chief of logistics, a master at smuggling weapons. Now, the American government listed him as a global terrorist. Anwar al-Awlaki, then MSA president at Colorado State University in the early 1990s. He became an Al-Qaeda cleric who played a role in several terrorist plots, including 9/11. Now, killed by a US drone strike. Afi Siddiqui, then member of MSA at MIT. After being radicalized by a student group, Siddiqui planned a chemical attack on New York City and attempted assault on FBI agents. Now, serving 86 years in prison. Omar Hamami, then MSA president of University of South Alabama from 2001 to 2002. He became a top official with Al-Shabaab, the terrorist group connected with Al-Qaeda. Now, on FBI's most wanted list. Abraham Al-Amadi, then MSA national president in 1982 and 1983. Al-Mahdi became involved in terrorist activities, including fundraising for Al-Qaeda. Now, serving 23 years in prison. Rami Zamzam, then president of MSA's DC Council. In 2009, he was arrested in Pakistan for plotting to attack American soldiers in Afghanistan. Now, serving 10 years in prison. How could tabling, basketball, and barbecues lead to weapons, death, and destruction? Why don't you go ask your local MSA chapter?
And we never get help from anyone. So if you could clarify the connection between UCSD's MSA, or if you don't have such information, if you could connect other MSAs on UCs, because the connection wasn't too clear in the pamphlet. Just if you could clarify.
Okay. Will you condemn Hamas here and now?
I'm sorry, what?
Will you condemn Hamas?
Would I condemn Hamas?
As a terrorist genocidal organization?
Are you asking me to put myself on a cross?
So you won't. I actually have had this experience many times. You didn't read the pamphlet because the pamphlet is chapter and verse. The main connection is that the MSA is part of the Muslim Brotherhood network as revealed in the documents.
I don't think you understood what I meant by that. I meant if I say something, I'm sure that I will be arrested for reasons of Homeland Security. So if you could please just answer my question.
If you condemn Hamas, Homeland Security will arrest you.
If I support Hamas, because your question forces me to condemn Hamas. If I support Hamas, I look really bad.
If you won't condemn Hamas, obviously you support it. Case closed. I have had this experience, I had this experience at UC Santa Barbara where there were 50 members of the Muslim Students Association sitting right in the rows there. And throughout my hour talk, I kept asking them, will you condemn Hezbollah and Hamas? And none of them would. And then when the question period came, the president of the Muslim Students Association was the first person to ask questions. And I said, before you start, will you condemn Hezbollah? And he said, well, that question is too complicated for a yes-no answer. So I said, okay, I'll put it to you this way. I'm a Jew. The head of Hezbollah has said that he hopes that we will gather in Israel so he doesn't have to hunt us down globally. For it or against it?
For it.
Red flag. Red flag. Red flag.
Thank you. Thank you for coming and showing everybody what's here. And you're wearing a terrorist neckerchief.
If you understood...
you didn't hear the lady.
Could you please answer my question?
You don't get to make a speech. Yes, sir.
Most folks don't want to hear it. They act scared. That's Christian phobic. Yeah, I know it. There's no label for it. I just made that up. They won't report it. Your hate is on your wrist like a watch. You sport it. Your love and tolerance. Your actions don't support it. Everybody's got a phobic lie. I be macking on the beat. Lie. This beat drops hot. Your boy DZ in the spotlight. Fake IRT live. For my thirst, lie. Everybody's so PC, lie. I'm MacBook Pro for life. So go ahead and hate because I'm pro-life. Careful not to offend, lie. Said God and Christians lie. Conscience bearing witness on sight. Get your bomber jacket with the hoodie. It's a cold, cold world, still God's been good to me. And ruthless trust is where I long to be. And with this type of faith, Yahweh is well.